Public health experts are sounding the alarm over the potential risks when kids, especially teenagers, are on social media. Earlier this year, the U.S. Surgeon General, Vivek Murthy, released an advisory on youth mental health and how it's being impacted by social media. And tonight, he's going to be here in the Bay Area to host a conversation surrounding what his office is calling a youth mental health crisis. So joining us now to discuss what parents can do to keep their teens happy and healthy is Dr. Ruth White, a friend here of us here on Cronfort. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
What is social media doing to kids?
So, again, it's, social media is both good and bad, like any other thing that we do, right? It's really about volume. It's about how. So there's been quite a few research projects, a lot of research in the last 5 years that is looking at teen mental health and the use of social media. So in 2018, there was a Pew Research Center study of about 750 teenagers, and they found that 45% were online constantly and 97% used a social media platform. And the Surgeon General put out a report in May, and that one found that 95% of teens 13 to 17 use social media, and about a third were spending a lot of time scrolling and posting. And a lot of this, we have several studies from 2019, 6,500 12 to 15-year-olds in the US found that 3 or more hours per day of social media use heightened risk for mental health. Another study in England, for example, of 12,000 teenagers found that 3 times or more per day also puts youth at a risk for mental health and well-being. And so there's a lot of research that is showing that what happens is there's a disparity between their lived experience and what they see as aspirational, right? So when you go to social media, you're gonna see perfected, curated lives, right? You're not going to see, this is my everyday ordinary. You're going to see girls who are made up, who are using filters to look different, and they're going to change what their bodies look like and what their faces look like. And so you can't really aspire to something that doesn't even exist, right? It's not real. And so adolescents don't really have the they're developing at a time when we all compared ourselves to other people, right? But if you had a magazine and you were looking at, I don't know, Teen Magazine or whatever that we used to look at back in the day, it's a lot different than spending your whole, like, hours a day.
Yeah. Right? 3 hours a day, just like scrolling and looking at things. So as a parent, or what can parents or caregivers do? Limit that time, put filters on what the kids are consuming. We need some options.
Yeah. So the Mayo Clinic has put out some recommendations, and the first thing they say is set reasonable limits. And as somebody who talks about stress and sleep, what you want to do is make sure that, for example, you set a limit. There's a time limit. You can actually look at the time that people spend on social media on your phone. Like, there's actually, if you go into the settings, you can figure out how much time you spent scrolling on your phone on different apps. So parents can definitely set reasonable limits. Keep these devices out of the bedroom, because this really impacts sleep. So screens give off a blue light that interferes with the production of melatonin, which is why a lot of teenagers are staying up late at night. They're scrolling through, and that light's going to impact their ability to sleep. Monitor their accounts. What are they posting? Who are they engaging with? Of course, they're not necessarily going to like being monitored, but if you're paying for the phone and they live in your house, right? Explain what's not okay. It's not okay to gossip. It's not okay to bully. And it's not okay to damage someone's reputation online. And a lot of kids go through a lot of bullying online, or people criticizing them and the way they look, etc. Encourage face-to-face contact with your friends. So instead of just always being on social media, go to your neighbor's house, right? Like, I see some of my friends and their kids, and the kids live 3 doors down, and they're playing games, and they're like, hi, and they spend a lot of time just engaging in social media and looking at what people are posting. And then lastly, have conversations with your kids about social media. How do they feel about it? What have been their experiences? I know a lot of teens and young adults who no longer engage on social media. Like, they're like, I don't want to do it. It's not good for me. I find myself always feeling inferior, never feeling pretty enough, never feeling good enough, wondering, why is everybody having fun and I'm not, right? Because nobody's showing the moments of their life when it's not exciting, because nobody wants to see that.
The FOMO is real. Even as an adult, like you see people
Yes.
doing things that you're like, oh, I wasn't invited to that, or I didn't know that they were doing that. It stings. So even as a grown up, you know that hurts, just thinking what that would do for like a young developing kid. And I would think that this is something that we can't ignore anymore. This social media and scrolling and time suck is not going away. So pretending that the problem doesn't exist is not a solution. So probably parents should be demonstrating, modeling good behavior as well and taking an active role in their kids' usage of social media.
Yes, like if you're on your phone all the time, you can't then turn around and tell your kid you can't be on the phone all the time. Like, for example, dinner time, just make it a no media. I mean, I always tell people, unless you're a cardiologist, nobody's going to die if you don't look at your phone, right? So literally, and I also remind people there is an off button on that phone. So consider having a time where they turn off the phone, put it in a bin, wake them up in the morning, they can have their phone back. Like, there literally is an off button, and most of us don't turn our phones off at all, which is sometimes why our batteries end up being in trouble later.
Dr. Ruth, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your insight and your time. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So that open discussion that we talked about with the Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, will take place tonight at 5:30 at Manny's in San Francisco. If you want to take part, there are some tickets still available. Just go to Manny's website, and we'll be right back.